Krishnapani ji. I think there are maybe some questions here.
Is demoniac nature fearless? It's not fearless. I did not attribute fearlessness to demoniac nature. Demoniac nature is especially as it is sinful. The human and demoniac nature, both of them are fearful in some respects. They are fearless to the extent that they don't mind the consequences of any action. They don't mind they are not bothered about the consequences of any action. And in fact, they are driven by sinful nature to such an extent that every time an avatara has to come and kill them. An avatara has to come and destroy these demons. So there is always a conflict between the devas and the asuras. Because the thin line that is dividing them is irresponsibility and responsibility. The devas are considered to be responsible, whereas the asuras are considered to be irresponsible. So one represents the forces of dharma, the other represents the forces of adharma. So there is always this conflict of dharma and adharma. So I wouldn't really call it as fearless. The fearlessness is a state of the supreme intelligence only. All fear. The devas are always afraid of the asuras are afraid of the devas. So the fear is an aspect of all the three, the asura, the human, the manushya and the deva. All these three are dominated by fear in some form or the other. And kama is there in three quadrants, right? So there, yes, as you rightly observed, Binaji, there is this element of desire in some form, which is predominating all the three quadrants, except the topmost quadrant of the supreme intelligence. Yes, it is something which is because that is the driving force. That's what drives us. So that's where we move. It is in that direction which we move, and in all the three states, it is some motivation is required, and that motivation is desire. At one level, the desire is tamasic; the other level, the desire is rajasic, and in the divine nature part of it, is the desire is more sattvic. So it's only a predominance of the guna that is there, and that's how we are engaged in the whole process. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Thank you, Ramchandranji, a wonderful mirror for creating our own. Yeah, the purpose of this model is to create our own roadmap. And very honestly attributing, giving points to ourselves. Is not to be shown to anybody, because if I delve deeper into myself, I may find that the demoniac nature is what is predominating, and I may be only showing the best part of it for this, the facade. The facade for the society to think that I am good, but essentially I may be driven by several dark aspects of it, which I have to recognize. So I have to go into layer by layer into our own consciousness. The Krishnamurti used to use the terms subconscious and unconscious, but he was not very comfortable with that. He would always say that if one is aware and alert, the subconscious and unconscious also comes to the conscious, and one becomes more and more integrated, and one is able to see everything in consciousness only. So what is hidden in the layers, in our layers, will come to the fore. Will come to the fore, and then one realizes that, oh, this is what is predominating. It is actually where I need to work, where I need to understand why I am like this. Why is it that these are the propensities which are driving me? And one should be able to see the consequences of it also very clearly. The consequences of this. Because anything functioning out of limitation, you are bound to face the consequences of it. So that is where one has to see. And thank you, Ramchandranji, for saying that it's a mirror. We are able to see our own face in this model and create our own roadmap for it. SVR Shetty, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your observation. Any further
questions?
Any other questions?
I think some of us have to go now for the
Yeah,
Mandala Patika course.
we have other course also, and
We
I
have a
also.
course that starts at
Yeah,
8:30.
we can take up more questions. If
Yeah,
I would like to, I'll do one thing. I'll share this presentation with Binaji so that she can post it in the group,
right.
and one can create one's own, shape of the S or
Mhm.
shape of the curve in which we move. And it's only a perspective which I wanted to present. This has been, as I said, working in the background for several years now, and I hope I have given a crystallized form to this model, and that you find it useful in one's own way. You know how one looks at it, and yeah. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Guluji. Thank you very much. And Ramchandranji. Yeah, too many questions to ourselves. Yeah, these questions are to be put to oneself rather than put out for discussion as such.
Yeah, yeah. No, but it's a very, very, there's so much learning in that simple X and Y axis that you've put together, Krishnapani ji. There's so much. And really, as Ramchandran ji says, that there is so much for us to think about where we stand on this particular axis. Where are we, whether we are in choiceless action, choice, all of the various things that you've put together. It's very, very beautifully done, and somehow I don't know, it's always easier to look at something that's put in a sort of a chart like form. It's very easy to relate to that and to understand it. So thank you so much. It was really very, very nicely done, and we do hope you get some more inspiration to make some more charts for us like this, because it makes our learning much easier. And it's really a easy, sort of a ladder for us to actually map ourselves where we are and to
Yeah.
actually continue where we need to go. So it really beautifully depicts, the path for us. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Krishnapani ji.
Thank you so
And
much. Thank you for all the observations of the participants.
yeah.
Thank you.
And may I thank everybody for participating today. And please join us for our 2 upcoming programs. On Sunday, 11th October, we have a yoga program by Umesh Dagatji, starts at 7 a.m. And on Tuesday, 13th October, we have a beautiful singer, Ma Chinmay. She's going to be talking to us about Sur, unraveling the melody of life. So please block your dates for the upcoming webinars. And please note that we look forward to your presence every week on Tuesdays and Fridays, where we try to bring you interesting topics on holistic wellness and the arts, delivered by a host of distinguished, knowledgeable speakers. Thank you once again for your presence and participation today from all of us at Rtambhara. Namaste.
Thank you.